CardiB arch nemesis Offset as a strike once again, or should I say Offset, or rather Mr. Petty. Let's talk about it, shall we? Because Offset did not hold back on his new album, Kiari, especially on the final track, Move On, where he delivers what many fans are calling a blistering send-off to CardiB. But after all, after that major insult that CardiB threw at him on Outside, you know he's gonna come back swinging like the bitch that he is. So, as such, he went off with a few lyrics acting as though he was forced into an arranged marriage. He had no idea what this woman is, what she was capable of, her do's and her don'ts. He acted and is acting like he was completely blindsided by who he married, he said in his track. And these are the key lyrics that are now sparking the drama. He said, you never cook, ninjas no food, you just wanna go out to Nobu. You fed around with the wrong dude, hope your next not be great. No. Listen. I don't know what Offset is up to, but he further went on and he also said, F the time we add, it's erased. Honey, you're a damn fool, because first of all, Offset can never erase that time because there are 3 beautiful kids from that marriage. So you know that he's a damn jackass just by saying that. And secondly, he knew that CardiB was not the household type. He knew it. He knew darn well who he was marrying. But you see, CardiB should have listened to the internet, because when it comes to the internet and the internet, predicting how relationships are gonna turn out, the internet has been right 99.99% of the time. And if you guys remember, Offset and CardiB got married back in 2017. That was the peak of her career. He basically ensured that he trapped her. Oftentimes people would say, be careful of women. They are good into trapping men. They'll get pregnant for the guy just to keep him around and just to get a check. Offset did the male version of that to CardiB at the peak of her career. And because he knew that CardiB was desperate to be married, because long before that, when CardiB was on Love and Hip Hop, CardiB would say that it's her dream to get married. She just want to be married. She just want to live a married life, and she wants to have her kids in wedlock. And Offset knew that. He took disadvantage of that the moment her career was peaking, and the moment that it seems as though CardiB wasn't getting the hype as she used to. But he's just a cheater anyhow. He's just, and let's keep it real. I think this is where CardiB's hate for dark-skinned women derived from. I really believe that Offset triggered that, because every time Offset cheated, he basically tried to show her, I don't like you. I just like what came with you. He cheated with everything that CardiB despised. And the moment that she was trying to make her marriage work, he even went further and to take greater disadvantage of her kindness and the love that she had for him. Now that she has moved on, he has been, when a woman's marriage has ended and the woman would go on, like she would write a book and she would do a book tour. This is what Offset is doing. Offset is acting as though he's the widow and he has to go around and do a book tour and talk about how horrible, the husband was. But in this case, Offset is the husband, and he doesn't really have much to say about CardiB besides, oh, All you wanted to do was to go to Nobu. You should be able to afford Nobu for your wife because you are out here bragging about every time CardiB thinks that she was getting a lick back at you. It is like 50-1, which means that he has smashed 50 girls while CardiB has only smashed one guy. He was bragging, taking girls on shopping spree in Dubai. How can you take your mistress on shopping sprees, but you have a problem with taking your wife to Nobu, a woman who you marry and you were darn well aware that she could not cook before you marry her. Before you marry her, her inabilities, they were never a problem. Her flaws, they were never a problem. But the moment that she refused to be his doormat, here he comes. Oh, no, but you can't cook. As if you didn't know that, as though he was trapped into an arranged marriage. But it's good to see CardiB moving on and no longer giving this man her energy. He's going to consistently throw a tantrum. First, he wanted half of everything. He wanted the houses to be split equal. Even though she bought her houses, he wanted half of her cars, even though she bought her cars. And then he wanted spousal support. That's a bitch ass ninja. Only bitch ass dudes act like Offset. He needs to do better because he needs to be reminded that every time he tries to throw CardiB onto the bus, his kids are going to grow up and remember the things that he has said about their mother. And at that point, he's going to be even mad. He's going to be even more mad because when the kids ask him, why is it that you're speaking like that about mommy? And kids are very smart, because one thing the kids are going to realize is that if my mom could not cook when she got married to you, it means that you were well aware that she could not cook before she was married to you. So why did you have to put that out there in a song, humiliating this woman? But anywho, it's nothing that CardiB hasn't been public about. CardiB has made it public that she doesn't cook, she doesn't clean. It's just not her thing. But that's the thing. CardiB definitely has other amazing qualities, but he's not looking at the amazing qualities that she has because not many women are going to hold their husband down when they're not financially stable. And CardiB has oftentimes spoke about even him living in her house with his mistress, and he hasn't been taking care of the amenities that comes with a property. She had to be the one to take care of his living expenses. She had to be the one to take care of the kids, to pay for everything. So even though she can't cook, she can hold your kids down. She can give you 3 beautiful kids and she can take care of them on her own. Offset should be very ashamed of himself. His mother, she needs to wet her hand and give that boy a slap. One on the left cheek, one on the right. He is a shame and a disgrace to his mom because ain't no way you say something like that about the woman that you marry who gave you 3 beautiful kids, who allowed you to stay in her home even after you separated, a woman who was taking care of the expense of the property that you were living in on her home. That was still not enough for you, which means that he's just mad that CardiB has moved on. But I'm going to say, cry her a river because she's not coming back. And I do hope she doesn't really go back to this man because no more than ever, I believe everyone sees that Offset did not love this girl. He wanted an opportunity. And the moment that she refused to allow him to use her shoulders as a stepping stool to greater things, he was butthurt and started rebelling, started throwing a tantrum. But that's all I have to share in this video with you guys. Leave your comment below. While you're at it, do all you need to on this video to support your girl. Peace.